Hey y'all, Merry Christmas to everyone, because I know some of you won't be listening and some of you will, and a Happy New Year. I don't know, I just threw that in there. Y'all, I'm on my way home from Aberdeen, North Carolina, Pinehurst, North Carolina, home of the PGA tournaments. And I was just thinking as I was, Lord, there's a deer on the side of the road. I was just thinking that I really accomplished a lot this year. And I did not do it with the help of people who like me. I did it with the help of my enemies. I know it sounds good, but welcome to Lovely J Podcast, where I may sound weird at times, but trust, a girl know what she be talking about. But on the real, I did so much good in this year. Despite everything I was going through, the challenges, the sabotaging, the manipulating, I can't even think of the word right now. But I did good. That's the point I'm saying, is I let my good outweigh the bad. I let the light shine instead of the darkness. And once I did that, once I just gave up on whatever was going on with the invisibles and all that, that's a them problem. That's a them problem they got to take up with God. I can only, look out for my soul at this moment. I'm responsible for my reaction, but everything that's happened to me, that's on them. However, if they had not been so bad and mean to me, I don't think I would have got pushed out of my comfort zone to achieve some of the achievements that I achieved this year, such as being a broody and personal care broody and personal care cosmetic content creator and seller, cosmetic seller. And I did pretty good at it, and I did not suck at it. Of course, everybody's not going to buy from you, but the ones who did buy from me, thank you. And if you're trying to buy from me, go to Jamie the Advocate on TikTok. Just go on TikTok and put in Jamie the Advocate, and you're going to find my showcase there underneath my bio. And I have tons of items still left. Tons of makeup, lots of things, household supplies, bedding, you name it. I mean, because the image I tried to really represent while selling these products was just for the everyday woman. I wasn't trying to represent the glamorous woman or the perfect woman, or not even the I don't know. I just wanted to represent the everyday woman, the woman who got real issues. I didn't try to fake anything. I wasn't trying to act like anybody else. I showed up as me, and in return, I know so far that I have sold $43,000 in products. And in return, those commissions really helped me out so much with redoing my home, remodeling my home, and I still got a ways to go on that, but I'm satisfied with what I did get done this year. And what I'm trying to say is, just be you with a little razzle dazzle. I mean, of course, we're going to have to learn from other people, learn from other creators. Ooh, somebody threw something right here as I'm driving. Don't hurt me. But yeah, I can't stand this dry mouth. Do y'all ever get dry mouth? That's the one thing about growing older and taking medications. It dries you out, and every time I talk, I know y'all hear me swallowing. I'm trying to get it together, dry mouth. Let me drink some. Somebody got some good bass playing. But on everything, you need to be yourself at all times. and learn what you can learn from other people. And if it's helpful, add it into your everyday life. And if it's not helpful, toss it to the side. Don't hold on to things that you can't benefit from, the things that don't give you life. And that's one thing I had to learn in this year, was to keep going no matter what, because even though people were doing me wrong, if I dwelled on it, it just couldn't give me life. It was just taken from me. I was staying so sick dealing with that mess. And then when I started focusing on better things and my mindset changed, better started happening. And I know now, after seeing that, seeing my numbers come in like that, because I was not expecting my numbers to be that high. And I really had set a goal to sell 10,000. Then I set a goal to sell 20,000. And I couldn't believe it whenever the final numbers aren't in yet, because we're still in December. But the numbers that they did send me when it was over $41,000, I was like, I know that was God, and that's obedience. Can I just tell somebody it's better to be obedient than to sacrifice? Because that's what that was. That was obedience. If I had stayed in those graveyard clothes, just letting them, these invisible people dog me out like that and bring me down, bring my character down, somebody somewhere, and let me say it like this, $41,000 worth of people somewhere believed in what I was saying. They believed me, and they saw me, and they trusted my judgment with those products. So yeah, heck yeah, I'm happy. So just because some people don't like you, that's not everybody. There are billions of people in this world that you can and will meet that do really love and care about you. You don't have to settle for these people who are just sitting around talking about you and telling you how much you're not going to be nobody. I remember when I was trying to get off drugs, the one person I was looking for to encourage me and, be like, oh, girl, I'm so happy for you. Instead, she told me, she said, you won't be able to get off drugs because, once you own it, they say you can't get off of it. And, she was believing what the world was saying, but I was believing what God was saying. This stuff is coming up out of me, and I don't want to do it, and I'm not going to do it. That's what I believed in. But that woman, she didn't believe in me. She didn't believe I would come off drugs. And, like I said, I was so naive back then. I don't know. I was stuck. And when I would say, I got these programs coming up, I've got this business that I'm doing, I'm going to be a radio announcer, I'm going to do podcasts, I wasn't believed at all. I was met with negativity and told, no, that's just a phase you're going through. You're not going to do it. Well, here we are 14 years in. Hey, 14 years in, and God is adding to the original vision. He's adding to it. 14 years in, and I'm still doing what I had set out to do, which was to help people, to encourage people, to speak the word of God into people's lives. I haven't been perfect. This year has been, a challenge with me. With my walk in certain areas. I say with my mouth, using my mouth for good. It was a challenge this year, but I'm glad I got through it. But those people who did not believe in me, who put me down, I still love you. Those people who came at me sideways, who tried to mock me, who tried to intimidate me, who tried to make me feel bad about myself, my life, my home, my future, the relationships I was in. Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? It was so many people that turned against me. And I'm telling you, you will know who your true people are. Your true people are going to tell you the truth about yourself. And, they're not going to sugarcoat anything, but they're certainly not going to put your dream down either. I always dreamed of speaking to people. I always, one woman prophesied to me. We was in Anniston, Alabama, I believe it was. No, was it Alabama? Atlanta, Georgia. I was in Atlanta, Georgia. She's a TV network. She produces this TV network gospel show, and she does a whole bunch of other things. Well, this woman told me, she said, "You're gonna touch a lot of microphones." And and when she first said it, I was like, I don't know why, but I believe it. And I was just getting into radio then. I think I had been only in the radio like 3 years, and nobody was booking me at that time. I was still just trying to get myself out there. But that woman said, "You're going to touch 1,000 microphones and you're going to reach households that others can't reach." I believed her. And then I had a pastor. Now, this was a pastor that I didn't get to see him too often, but he spoke. I had it on the tip of my tongue, exactly what he had said to me. We was at a revival one night, and he had invited my group to come out and sing before he preached. And we went out to sing and preach, and he was prophesying over everybody. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, when it comes down to prophesying, I'm not one of them that jump in line and want to be prophesied to. Not me. I don't jump in line. I go looking for a word from God, but it's not necessarily through a personal prophecy or anything like that. I just go and let God have his way. So this night, he chose to speak a word into me. And he said, ooh, girl, you're going to go high. You're going to go high. God got a lot of things for you lined up. And he was telling me how my radio station and all that was still going to continue to grow. And he said some other things. I don't remember it, but I can tell you this. I don't remember it all, but I know that he was one that spoke that into my life. And I look at it now and I'm like, wow. His name was Pastor Blackman. He went under a lot of scrutiny for things that he done in his life. Everybody messes up, or it's just life out here regardless. He still spoke those words into my life. I don't care what people say he did or done. He still spoke those words into my life. And those words did come true. Those words are still coming true. And I really didn't know him like that. See, my sister knew him real good, but I didn't know him like that. And like I said, I'm not one to jump up and want to. Some people be running to get prophesied to. Some people are giving all their money to be prophesied to. But I didn't give nothing. I just was sitting back there. Just myself. I think during that time I didn't even have no money. I think I might have had $1 on me. But when it comes down to it, when it comes down to anything that you do, you got to put God first, and you got to put the work in. And I'm going to tell y'all something. That work in, it was not easy for me. Down to the wire. I got to tell y'all this before I get to my hometown, because I'm almost to my hometown. But down to the wire, I'm going to tell y'all, these last 3 months out of the whole year have been the most challenging. And it wasn't, well, the Invisibles probably did have something to do with it, which I think they did anyway. But it was the most challenging health-wise, because for 2 months, I was bleeding out of my breast, my left breast. Had to wear padding. Couldn't let nothing get up on it or, touching it and stuff. Had to sleep without a bra And I know most women do sleep without bras, but I don't. I don't know why. I just still sleep with the bras on. Even though I live how I live, but I do still sleep with a bra on. But those 2 months, I couldn't sleep with a bra on. I had to sleep with underpads on because of the bleeding and things. The pain was so hard. That pain started out in my arm, and then it went to my breast, and I had no idea what was going on. And then during that time, I got all these samples coming in. I can't tote nothing. I could barely open the samples up. My granddaughters, they were opening up the majority of my boxes because it was what it was. It was pain. It felt like torture. And I was taking aspirins because at the same time, all this is going on at the same time. Everything started in October. And I started stressing out because of the pain. And I knew God would heal me, but still, I can know one thing, but my body will do another thing. So my body was still under stress. It wasn't through my mindset, but my body was just distressed because of whatever was going on with my breast. My body was, stressing it. So it wasn't a mental stress. It was a physical stress on my body. And then my chest started hurting. I started having chest pains. Ooh, I was having shortness of breath. I was dealing with a lot in my body. And I was telling my doctor, well, you could tell from me just not doing the mammogram how much people really cared, because if it had not been for God on my side, honestly, I don't know how this would have turned out, because my appointments did not even get set. They were supposed to set my appointments, and they did not even get set until, listen, the referral was supposed to be in October for the mammogram. I'm just not getting the mammogram done in December. And that was an emergency mammogram, by the way, and ultrasound, because of the bleeding that was coming out of my breast, and that was coming out of the nipple area. I was just bleeding. I bled for about 2 months, bleeding. And so I just got that done, and I did check the test results. Thank God it's not no cancer or anything. To God be the glory. I'm happy about that. It's no cancer, but I got metastatic breast with disc tissues. So yeah. And let's see. The chest pain, I was supposed to do a stress test, but look, we're way into, that was November. We're almost at, actually that was October too, about the middle of October, and now we're into December, heading for January. So at this point, I'm like, I don't even want to take the test now, because the chest pain is gone. I haven't had it. I've been taking my aspirins and things, and just doing what I know to do, holistically what I know to do, because I chose to treat myself, because you see, I'm still waiting for the doctors to come through on my behalf. And since they didn't, I'm not going to stress and fuss about it. It's just not worth it. I just let God help me and lead me, and I don't have the chest pain. The bleeding has stopped. The ultrasound and the mammogram showed that the bleeding had stopped and things, and I'm thankful for that. Now what's left? It was just really stressful time for me. Oh, y'all, this medicine is starting to kick in, so I know I gotta hurry up and get home. I can't really, I can't repay God for all that He's done this year. But them last 3 months started kicking, boy. It started kicking, and I feel all right now. I feel all right. I haven't had to use any underpads or anything. But moral of the story is, and of the testimony that I have told you, is that with God, all things are possible. And stop listening to those bro gang friends that only want you happy for them, but they never return the happiness for you. They don't believe in your dreams and your visions. Those are people you got to stop dealing with. And your heart not going to want to stop dealing with them. But the spiritual side of things is telling you, stop dealing with them. You got a discernment. You feel it every time you go around them. You don't really feel wanted, but you just go because you can, or because it's become a habit to go around them. You got to be careful who you're addicted to. Being addicted to the wrong people is just as bad as being addicted to drugs. You have to be careful who you set yourself up under and who you're around. Not everybody has your well-being in corner. Some people just want you around for what they can get off of you. That's what they want you for. They want you for what they can get. And sometimes that could just be, on TikTok, I was talking about the girl Rizzy. She thought she had friends, but them friends were coercing her. And she said, well, y'all keep telling me to kill myself. And, eventually, Rizzy did hang herself on TikTok Live. And that was not too long ago. That was like last week, I think. So, do you want friends in your life like that? That's going to talk you into hurting yourself, hurting your dreams, aborting your dreams? You don't need friends like that. You're going to learn that if you just really trust God, you can live without them. You can do without them. That's even down to your family members. Some family members are happy that you're starving and that you're neglected and that your relationship is not working out. They're happy. They're growing off in your pains. You better flip that and you better grow off your pain. If they can gain something off your pain, you better gain something off your pain too. I mean, it hurt me. A lot of things hurt me over the last few years, but dear God, I made it. Okay, y'all, I got to go take care of this business. Peace, love, and happiness. Till next time.